Hey, Dan Lucinski, Dark Angel Cutlery. Here in the shop, dressed for the cold weather. And what I'm doing today is forging some 52100. 52100 is ball bearing steel for those that don't know. But I've got it here in a very convenient bar stock. So this is 5/32 by 1.5 by 48 inches. So this is a great piece of steel to make some hunting knives, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. I just kind of took a Sharpie and sketched out my my design. I'm going to be making a drop point hunting knife that's going to be about 8 inches overall, give or take, between 8 and 9, and it's going to have about a 4 to 4.5 inch blade. So I kind of roughed out the handle shape, and the blade shape I kind of left open because we're going to be forging that in. We're also going to be forging in the handle too, but I wanted to have a good idea of the type of handle I want. A finger choil, straight lower handle design, no crazy curves or bellies to it. We're just going to try to make it very straightforward. And let's get started. And away we go. I will need the tongs for the template. So there's plus sides with working out of a piece of bar stock. Obviously, we've got more meat to hold on to with a cut template like this. We've got to use some tongs, but that's fine. I prefer using tongs. An hour later. So we've been hammering along and we're making good progress. This is our drop point blade. So drop point hunter. You can see I've identified where the ricasso is going to be, and I've also started. I have the drop point started, and I've just started hitting the bevel. So you see it's a little narrower on one side than the other. Let's continue doing that. While we still got identifying that drop point, shaping it up. I'll show you what I got with the cleaver template that's becoming a Bowie point. That forge is getting hot. So you see I've hammered down the tip of what was a cleaver, and we're going to keep shaping that into a clip point Bowie. I'm using the ball of my Lily hammer. Coming off it, but just gonna keep hammering down that clip. Once it gets dark, get it hot. Heat, heat, heat. Once I've got that clip identified and I've shaped that profile, I'm going to swing it around in there and then start shaping up that handle. Kind of flare it out and give it a curve. Let's take a look at the drop point. All right, good. All right, we're looking good. Working 2 knives at a time. We've got our drop point hunter working off the bar, and then we've got our point Bowie that is being forged from one of my cleaver templates that I started prior. So we have another one of those cleaver templates maybe for another time. I always like to have a second blade being worked while I'm working the piece that I'm working on, or the one that's in production schedule for a customer. So the drop point is being forged for a customer that's placed an order, and the clip point Bowie from the cleaver is kind of like backfill work or something to put on a table at a show, or just something to put on an Etsy store. But either way, we always want to be working multiple pieces, make sure we're being productive, because while we're heating one piece in there, we can be hammering another piece and then alternating. Identifying the ricasso. I also need to start straightening it out, but you can see I'm bringing in that neck and letting the, yeah, here we go. Just working that profile in, character by character. Got to keep straightening it. It's tending to want to curve away on me a little bit. Banana, that's totally normal. Pick this baby up. This drop point's looking really good, but we got to define some areas here and really kind of crank out the shape. So much force scale building up. My arms are getting a little tired and I'm beating up my anvil, so I gotta do it when I have the strength, because it's not worth striking something and missing strikes and damaging your anvil. A lot of times I start to get tired and I feel like I don't have the strength to swing anymore, and I keep swinging, and then my blows don't become targeted anymore. So more important to hit your target and make sure that you're making your blows count than to make sloppy blows and beat up your anvil. So I might be taking a break soon. Anyway, I've got to cut that drop point because I've really got a good preliminary shape into it. I might want to thin it out and then draw it out lengthwise a little bit and get it up off that bar. Then I can start using tongs and shaping it with tongs. Pretty much shaped, and we've got it to 4 inches. I'm just going to shape up that tip and give it some final definition. I'm using the light hammer now because my arm is freaking tired, and we're at the point now where we're only doing fine-tuning work. we've really got our final shape and our desired profile. We've got our bevels forged in even. The rest is all shaping on our grinder. So I'm just trying to be real careful here to not malform the tip. I am trying to bring that tip out just a little bit. Even though this is 52-100, I want to give this steel some strength. And we can do that by beefing it up and pushing as much steel as we can to the tip. Also want to make sure that this blade edge kind of swoops up enough and it's enough of a drop point to be called the drop point. So, but we look good. This is looking nice and straight. Some tings in there. I got to be real careful not to fracture my steel, so I got to keep the heat up. If I hit it too much when it starts to cool, you can get little micro fractures in the surface. We don't want to do that. This is a very tempered steel, so we do want to keep it, well, it's not tempered yet, but I mean it's a harder steel, so we want to be able to preserve the grain while we're doing our work. Drop point is going to be a great little elegant hunting knife. Really like the look of this. We're going to make sure it's nice and straight now. Like I said, we're going to do our cutoff with the angle grinder. Make sure I've got my defined plunge lines there. So we have our drop point hunter, and we have our clip point Bowie we made, and really happy with the progress today. A little undersized with the drop point hunter, but I like it. So whether or not I am giving this one to the customer or not, this is going to be a created knife because it is badass. So anyway, 52-100 is like my second time working with this ball bearing steel. I find it pretty easy to forge. I mean, it's a little bit harder, a little more work. My hands are a little more sore, my arms are a little more sore, but it's you know, it's all relative. I'm hitting 5160, or I'm sorry, 80 CRV2 in 1/4 inch stock as well. That was a 2-inch piece of steel. This is 5/32, 52-100, at 1.5 inches wide. Those widths, steel compared to each other, they forge very similar. So I granted this a little bit thinner, a little less wide, but it's forging very similar to the 80 CRV2 for me. Yeah, I like this nice little hunter. You know, if the customer is okay with going down to an 8.5 inch knife from a 9-inch knife, maybe we'll make this his. We'll see. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Dan Lucinski, Dark Angel Cutlery. I'm out.